This is Flowerdrops. It's a physics puzzle game, and it contains over 150 levels. The world map is massive, and each of the major areas has a bunch of different aesthetics and moods going on. There's a lot of visual variety in this game, so here's a few of my favorite themes. First up at number 5 is the Salted Earth theme. This is actually the first one you're going to come across at the very start of a playthrough, and I think it does a really good job of subverting your expectations. With a name like Flowerdrops and this super cute, peaceful aesthetic, you might assume that it'll stick to that plain, lush green look, so being immediately greeted by what is essentially the complete opposite is a cool note to start on, I think. The music is super eerie, and it keeps building in intensity as you play through the first 3 levels of the game. Up next at number 4, we've got the Dead Meadow. Everything feels so bitter and lonely here. The background shows a decayed road stretching out into the distance. There's a factory looming out there, which is foreshadowing one of the later game areas. This theme is unique. It's the only one that depicts rainfall, which is something that should be a welcome sight in this world, but it's gotten to such a glum state. The flowers are clearly going to need more help than whatever this rain is bringing them. This is one where I was pulling especially heavy inspiration from World of Goo. It's got that clash of a beautiful landscape that's been so heavily affected by industrialization, and all that's left is this dreary dystopia. Number 3 is the first mansion theme. There's a lot that I like about this one, from the polished marble texture and all the gold details that appear on the terrain shapes. But what makes this one stand out to me is the background. It's meant to look as if we're on the ground floor of a mansion, staring up at a ceiling that's dizzyingly high up above us. This is actually something that we modeled in 3D in Blender. It's broken into 2 pieces and rendered through this wonky perspective camera, so we get the full 360 panorama effect. I then further processed it in Clip Studio Paint to sneak in some extra details and texture and just rough it up a bit. There's this big thing between the layers. I call it
the Skye Donut.
It slowly rotates. It shows the stars, and on rare occasions the moon, poking through the cracked windows. This is a theme where I'm honestly just so proud of the specific mood. This place might literally be haunted, sure, but it's not a place where you're unwelcome. The ghosts don't seem to mind your presence too much, and if anything, they're actually really friendly. And they also happen to be one of my favorite mechanics in the game. The ghost blocks are only solid where you're not pointing your trajectory at them, so they lead to some really unique puzzle configurations. In second place is the second theme for the volcano. So this whole area is about contrast. Hot and cold, fire and ice, and the interactions between those things. Even something that is normally a hazard, lava, can be splashed, which then turns it into helpful obsidian platforms. But getting back to the visuals, why did I pick Volcano's B theme? It's these cool shiny gems in the background. I wanted them to have an animated shimmer effect, but the system I designed for rendering the background layers is limited to scrolling textures and not much else. So what appear to be gems in the rocky surface are actually holes that reveal a layer underneath, and that's what has the gems drawn in. Between the 2 layers, there's a texture that sweeps across and adds the glowing effect. It's so simple, but I think it's really effective. There's enough trickery going on behind the scenes in this game that I might focus on it for a future video, so let me know if that sounds interesting. This theme also has some of my favorite music in the whole game. The inspiration I had initially sent them was the underground theme from Yoshi's Island. I think it's fair to say they completely nailed it. Alright, finally, all the way up at number 1 is actually one of the last themes you'll see during a playthrough, and it's the second of 2 ocean themes. I'm super proud of the visuals, like these little pieces of the sea fauna, and the background really pulls you in with all this depth. But the real reason I give this theme such a high honor is the music. This is a track that Skye did, and it gives me full-on goosebumps every single time I experience it in-game. It truly does feel like you're at the very bottom of the ocean, somewhere you and the flowers aren't meant to be. But if the rest of the game has proven anything to you, it's that the flowers can flourish anywhere, as long as you, the player, are there to help them grow. And personally, I think that's a cool note to end the game on. And a good note to start these videos on. So, for those that don't know me, hi, I'm Natalie. I've been making games, art, and animation for the better part of 2 decades. And if you made it this far in the video, I think it's fair to guess you might be interested in that sort of thing. You You can buy Flowerdrops right now on Steam and itch.io. It's been an on and off again passion project of mine for a number of years, and, well, okay, obviously I'm going to be a bit biased here because it's my baby, but I think it's a really neat game, and it would be cool if it started getting even a little bit more attention. For years now, I've been dying to get myself to start making these sorts of videos, so I'm excited to finally give it a shot. Thanks for watching. Till next time, bye!